All right, thanks, Chris. An upstate New York limousine crash that left 20 people dead over the weekend has local limousine companies on high alert over safety regulations and certifications. The Now's Tori Cooper spoke to one local company to find out how viewers at home can determine if a limousine company is legitimate and safe for you to use. Tori?
Limousine companies I spoke to in Bakersfield say it's not uncommon to end up in a limousine that has a suspended or revoked license, and that it's important to know how to spot red flags ahead of time. So tonight I'm showing some easy tips that will ensure your safety next time you plan on celebrating in a limo or party bus. It's a celebration on wheels that can add an element of class to any occasion.
We have the largest fleet in Bakersfield. We have about 15 vehicles.
But president of the Bakersfield Limousine and Transport Company, Chrissy Tesaro, says the limousine accident in upstate New York is a reminder for consumers to be cautious before booking their next ride.
Well, I've seen, unfortunately, here in Bakersfield locally, a lot of people will either have qualified for a TCP and then they get revoked or suspended, which means that they're not following the proper procedures. So the state of California takes that away. But unfortunately, consumers don't know that, and so they see that TCP and they think everything's okay, but in reality, it's not.
Tesaro says a TCP number is the individual license number that is granted to every limousine company by the state of California after they have passed thorough inspection.
We have to follow a very strict set of standards. We get annually inspected by the CHP. We have, we're DOT federally regulated in order to get that number. Once you get that number, it's placed on all of the vehicles.
Tesaro says CHP inspection officers will look at the inside, the outside, as well as maintenance logs before it can be officially added to the fleet under the company TCP number and ready to pick up passengers like you.
For instance, this is our TCP number. It's on all of our vehicles. And so each company has its own unique one.
So you should always be on the lookout for this number. If the company doesn't have a TCP number displayed on the outside of the car, it's not a licensed company, according to Tesaro. It's also important to type in the TCP number right here on the California Public Utilities Commission or CPUC website and check to see if the company you are thinking about booking with is still actively licensed or has been suspended or revoked. So I typed in Tesaro's TCP number in the carrier ID field on the CPUC website to ensure her limousine company was also legitimately licensed through the state. Not only did it show that her company was licensed through the state, but it also showed company insurance policy numbers, phone numbers, addresses, and evidence of the company's Class B certification, which allows them to carry passengers like you. But Tesaro says her drivers also have to pass an inspection as well before they are allowed to drive company vehicles.
So each of our drivers go through a background check. We do a pre-employment drug screening. We also enroll every driver into a random, so they're definitely safe that way. We also make sure they have a medical certificate on file. And then we also have an extensive in-house safety program where we do monthly and weekly safety trainings.
Safety certifications are not the only thing to be on the lookout for. Tesaro says if your driver is not wearing a uniform or carrying a business card or any sort of identification with the company you looked into, then it's a red flag. But you also want to check one last thing before you take off.
So as of January 1st, 2018, the state of California has regulated the emergency exits for vehicles. So for instance, this is one of our newer black limousines and it has a fifth door in it. In addition to that, it has certain pop-out windows. This is one of our emergency exits. It's in our roof, so if anything were to happen and you couldn't get out via one of the doors, you can also go through the emergency hatch, which is located at the top. Perfect.
So here on the California Public Utilities Commission website, you can see an entire list of all of the companies here in Kern County that have active, revoked, or suspended licenses. So make sure that you ask for the company's TCP number so that you can look it up here and that the contact information listed on the website matches the contact information for the company you reached out to. For a link to the CPUC website, head to our website, turn to23.com. For the Now Bakersfield, I'm Tori Cooper, 23 ABC.
All right, Tori, thanks. Well, good.